Hi guys, welcome into the Juniverse where stars align, vibes collide, and nothing is ever that serious. On this week's episode, we have the beautiful Sharon. Are you excited to be here?
Yes,
How
thousand
are
percent. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm great. So, what are we talking about today?
Um, we obviously had like a couple Reddit stories that we wanted to read, but I was actually curious. What did you do this weekend?
Nothing. I slept. I
That's
slept.
good. That's honestly
I was
good.
supposed to do pottery, but somehow I didn't.
hmm
Yeah, and I chose sleeping.
Yeah, yeah. On Friday, was it Friday? I think Thursday we went out together. So we
Mm,
had dinner, lunch.
I don't know if it's dinner.
Yeah.
It
Did you eat
was
when you came back?
Oh, Vera forgot her food, so
Oh
I ate
no.
it.
Oh no.
Because she texted me and she was like, "Oh, my food." I was like, "It's gone, it's gone."
No.
But it wasn't actually that nice after I ate it.
Really?
Yeah, when it soaks, it's a
Yeah.
salad. So when it soaks, it's like
Very sucking. Fair enough.
so. Today we will be reading a Reddit story, and we will go from there, pretty much. So, the title of this story is I taught my son how to fight and he nearly killed a man. So, when my wife had our son, we lived in a rough neighborhood. Until he was about 15, I trained him to fight, explaining that it was strictly for self defense. Then I got a much better job in another state, and we were able to live in a nice house in the suburbs. My son attended a new school and became quick friends with a couple of kids, including a girl, obviously. Let's call this girl M. M was an incredibly smart and hardworking person, and we were glad she was close to our son. Every morning at the new school where students arrived, a couple of teachers would eagerly greet them. A gym teacher, let's call him Mr. W, was one of them. My son described him as odd and said rumors had spread about that this guy had divorced his wife due to an addiction to child porn. Okay. Days that M came over, she said the days that M came over, she said that they weren't true and that he wouldn't be able to teach if he really did. My son still believes these rumors. One day, my son and M arrived at school together. He noticed that M had taken a different route, avoiding Mr. W. He followed her and asked what was wrong, and she opened up about him. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, so he noticed that M had taken a different route, avoiding Mr. W. He followed her and asked what was wrong, and she opened up about him threatening to take her away and do unthinkable things to her. When my son's gym period came, he heard crying from the teacher's office and recognized M. Apparently, Mr. W's threat had shaken her enough that she slipped on an assignment and he had pulled her aside to talk about it. My son found her pinned against a wall by him, being Mr. W. Oh, Mr. W was found later near dead. Luckily for my son, the office hadn't had cameras and no one knew what had happened except us, Mr. W, who likely wouldn't remember what happened, and M. So that's the story. So at least
That's crazy. A 15-year-old, like, is he still 15 at the time of this fight?
I imagine because it doesn't say anything about. So
Yeah.
since they're in high school, it means that you know they're still
He's still
probably
young,
like 15, between 15 to 18.
18. But beating up a teacher is massive. Like, good. It's good in the sense that it's not good to beat up your teacher. I'm saying it's good in the sense that,
It's
like, a
not bad to
young
beat up a
boy,
teacher
yeah,
either.
a young boy saying like, "Oh, I beat up like an adult," is like, "Oh my god, reps," you know.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd look at it from that. Like for
No,
me,
I'm just
it's
saying like boys would like that kind of thing for bragging rights. Like, oh, I beat up this
definitely,
teacher.
definitely.
That's why I'm saying it's good in that sense for him.
But for
But
me, imagine the kind of neighborhood he came from that he had to learn to
learn
fight
to
like that,
fight. I know.
like that. So imagine how rough like that neighborhood was.
Yeah. I wonder what even inspired the dad to teach him house of fights, because there are people that grew up in these neighborhoods, but then the quickest means to get by is like, I don't know, a weapon. But like teaching him how to fight is very noble because it's a it's not a coward way of defense. It's using the skills that you acquire from like grit and pain.
Yeah, but I agree actually. It's but the thing is, the thing is, the problem with this is even though like there were no cameras or whatnot, if Mr. W remembers, because like from the story it says he probably won't remember, but I think he would because I mean he will.
Yeah.
But, like, what does that say for that?
Yeah.
Boy, because yeah, he might be strong, but you know how adults manipulate. Because at the end of the day, like this guy is still a kid and he's still in high school, so. What is the rest of the year or the rest of whatever amount of years he has? How is that going to play out? Because this person is going to be very manipulative.
Or he could be very scared. Because
scared?
now
No, he knows he can beat the guy, so I don't think scared.
Yeah.
Except like if the guy.
No, I mean the teacher could be very scared because like now he's seen that this boy number one knows of the little threat he made to the girl and can beat him up, so he might be scared, or he might be manipulative, like you said. It really does depend. I think for me more it's like the girl herself because she went from defending the guy to now being a victim.
Yeah, and I don't know. We always have this problem. Like we a lot of times we ladies will always have this whole. This person's an exception. Like I don't believe. Like he seems sweet. It's not something that he can really do.
Giving people benefits of the doubt.
Not to be a skeptic or anything, or not to be a skeptic, but for me, it's just once you hear rumors about a person doing certain kinds of stuff, it's better to kind of just be on the fence about them instead of just be like, oh no, I don't think he can do it because I know him. Because until it's you, because one day it might just be you.
You really don't know anyone. But do you like just because of what you said? I have a question for you. Like, do you think that if someone or there was a rumor about someone, are you more likely to believe that rumor and like just avoid the person so you don't get to experience it for yourself? Or are you want to be like, you know what, I don't care what I heard about you, let me get to know you for myself?
I think I'll be like in the middle. Because again, if it's a rumor, like obviously it's a rumor, right? And sometimes a lot of times like rumors are not true, but it must come from somewhere. Like something happened for someone to feel the need to start saying these things about you. So for me, I'll be a little skeptical. So I'd like to know you for myself. I'll still do my own findings. But at the same time, I'll be very, very cautious. Very, very cautious as to is it possible? Because at the end of the day, people can do things. You'll be surprised what people can do. You think you know a person for like 15 years, 20 years.
Oh, my water falling.
So you think you know a person for like 15 years, 20 years, and then something happens one day and it's just it's like you never knew that person. So I'm not one to judge you by what other people have said. Oh, she does this or he does that. I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to speak on what I haven't seen with my own eyes or what I don't have proof of. There's no receipts. But also like, where did it come from? I'm very interested in where
I hear you, and I'm kind of like that. But my question is, do you think like a preconceived notion on a person? So let's say someone goes around saying Pfizer is, I don't know, has really long hair. I've never seen your hair before. And then the second you take off your hair, even if it's not long, because I had that preconceived notion that your hair is long, I think like your hair is amazing and like the longest thing. And I'm asking you what products you use, just because, like, do you think that yes, it's true that not all rumors are true, and yes, it comes from somewhere, but I also strongly believe like the things that you hear about somebody can shape the way you see them, and it can also make you easily gullible to like, if they make one mistake, you can be like, oh my god, yeah, someone did say this anyway, so you can easily write them off.
I mean,
do you think so?
Yeah, I think it creates a like, no matter how neutral you try to be, I think it creates some sort of bias where it's almost like a lot of times it's like you're somehow subconsciously waiting for that person to do that thing, or for you to see that trait, and then you're like, okay, I'm just going to draw a straight line, even though a lot of times you're kind of just taking it out of context. But you need to take a box. So you're just going to go ahead and be like, well, I mean, it fits somehow, so I'm just going to make it fit. So I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, the person is like this, or so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think there's that bias.
I feel like another thing I got from the story, which is very endearing, which I don't think the boy using violence is something that I condone in any way. But I'm thinking from the girl's perspective, a grown man that is supposed to be my teacher, pinning me to the wall and assaulting me. I'm thinking on how it would be so nice to be out of that situation, and the person that likes me is the one like defending me. That would be like
what's that like?
Such
like you like the trope, the trope of the whole,
I just think it would be nice.
My Prince Charming coming to save me. What you like Cinderella?
Yes, no, very much a Cinderella girl. Yeah.
But imagine how crazy it is after all of this has happened, and then moving forward, because they're friends, right? It doesn't say anything about them being together and everything. So moving forward, he's like, okay, so he moves to her, and she's like, oh no, I don't see you like that, I see you as a brother.
No problem.
No problem.
Yes. No,
that's going to be his villain origin story.
It might be, but it also depends on how she says it. If she's like mean or doesn't respond to him for a while, like maybe villain origin story. But if she's like really kind of like, oh no, I honestly thought you were my brother. Like, you come to my house, I come to your house, we do homework together. We're bros, I think he might be fine. He seems like a noble person. If he's defending her, I think he might be a noble person, except the violence. Like, I really don't think like you should hit people unless
but he's a teenager, both teenagers, and you know how at that
young,
point your hormones are your hormones are out of like, and rejection hits like harder. So for me, I just feel like it's going to be proper villain origin story, and later these are people that would come on like social media these days and be like, women ain't shit.
Yeah,
like after everything I did for her.
Do you think that's why do you think like men's first love is the reason why they decide, like, do you think in man's first love is the reason why he becomes like a lover boy, or it's terrible?
No.
You don't think
no. I think it's kind of inbuilt. There's some people I really think it's inbuilt. Okay. I mean, because like when you see toddlers, even like from toddlerhood, you can see some people have mean streaks. Like you can. I mean, I don't want to say you can tell a playboy or from toddlerhood, but like how you pick out like from people's personalities, people begin to form their personality. So I don't really believe that. I mean, I would say that heartbreak and rejection and all of these things, they add to it, they add fuel to the fire, but I don't think that that's like the main
out
thing.
Of the blue,
it has to be there somewhere. It's something that needs to grow from within you.
I agree with you,
because you find that there are also people that are like lover boys or lover girls, like me.
Okay,
like,
all right,
no matter how so no matter how many times they've gone through this heartbreak and rejection, it doesn't stop them from still seeking it out. But there's some people, it's just one time, and the truth is, what percentage of people don't go through some form of rejection, especially like romantically, like they go through everybody goes through some form of rejection or heartbreak or betrayal or whatever. So it means that everybody would have a villain. Everybody's a villain. I mean, even though the dating pool is murky right now, but I think it just has to be there. Like,
it's already a trait that you already had, and then something probably just fueled it. And
just triggered it or just allowed it to grow. So you kind of just found an excuse for you to be the way that you are now.
But that can be said with trauma as well. Like when people are talking about traumatic events that's happened with them in the past, it can be said that like, this thing was bad and it was terrible and we agree, but you've probably just found a perfect story to garner sympathy or to excuse your misbehavior. That can be said for traumatic response as well, can't it?
Trauma from past relationships,
or even parents or siblings or whatever.
But I don't see why. I mean, I'm not denying that like childhood trauma, like presents in so many other parts of your life.
Yeah.
But for me, I also believe that once you hit a certain age, if you're like, if you're a fool,
Okay. Where's
like
this
when you're like
going?
16, 17, I feel
Uh-huh.
like after you've hit a certain age, like it's important for you to do that self work, because you can't be like 25 and then
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, because